I know a lot of people already know you, but can you introduce yourself and then go into what is Coti?
Sure thing. Well, and it's great being here. Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my background, I'm 45. I'm CEO of Coti since inception in 2017. So we've been around for quite a while. Prior to that, I founded a company back in 2006 called Web3, believe it or not. That was later on acquired by IPG. Then went on to found Positive Mobile, which was acquired by Brightcom, and then ventured into crypto probably 2015, and then founded Coti at 2017. Well, Coti, currency of the internet, is an enterprise-grade layer one. So we have our own blockchain that is powered by a direct acyclic graph, a DAG. It's uniquely optimized to solve challenges around payments, right? So you have general purposes layer one, like Cardano, and then you have layer ones that are optimized to solve one thing very well. And for us, it's payments, specifically it's consumer merchant payments. So we've been around this space since 2017. We use our native asset, Coti, to actually facilitate the transactions, to move around value and to pay gas fees. Coti is actually, it has its own ecosystem around it. So we have a native wallet called Viper. We have a few products like crypto gateways for payments, etc. And we have our own treasury app, which is a system where you can deposit your Coti and you reap the rewards that come from our ecosystem and all of our activities. So this is super popular right now. It has about 40% of our supply locked in there to reap rewards. Other than that, we've been in a very close relationship with IOG and Cardano pretty early on. We created AdaPay, which is a system that allows merchants and nonprofit organizations to receive payments using ADA. So it's an app. It also has all these plugins for e-commerce websites. We were the first investments that C Fund, the Cardano Ecosystem Fund, has done. And now we are doing JED alongside Cardano, where IOG is the company that develops the actual smart contract. And then Coti goes on to publish it live, support the ecosystem around it, and develop the front-end interface where users work together. So we've been working quite closely together throughout this last year.
Awesome. When did the layer one for the Coti blockchain actually launch?
So actually in 2017.
Awesome. So with that, what enterprises have you guys worked with? What, utilities have you offered enterprises in the past, since you've already been launched since 2017?
So we've been working with over 100 merchants. We try to optimize to, mid-size to big-size merchants, whether they are from the gaming industry, where we had a lot of success, or other industries. What's new for us right now is with the launch of Multi-DAG 2.0, Coti is actually changing from being a one coin network with its own single native asset to creation of other native assets. So our offering to enterprises now upgrades, and we allow them to mint their own token, whether it's a payment token or a loyalty token, and build a private payment network around it. So if you are a big enterprise and you're working with a lot of users, what you realize over time is that you pay a lot of fees that are associated with payments because you're using the rails, the credit card rails, and so on. It's a slow process. Settlement is actually slower. I mean, for us as users, it seems like we've received confirmation for our payment, but in reality, settlement actually takes a lot of time. And lastly, all the data that is associated with the payments and all the products that can be built around this doesn't belong to you as the merchant, right? You control the user experience when user arrives to your site, when he picks products that he likes, everything and everything until the moment where it's time for actual payment to take place. And then the user actually moves on to the hands of a third party that controls the entire process. So they can decline the transaction for various reasons, offer other products, financial products, and you're not part of it as a merchant. So I think, looking deep into the 21st century, I think merchants, which are, the catalyst for all of these transactions, would like to have better control over data and would like to be able to offer all these products around it. I mean, we've seen things that didn't take off, like, Meta or Facebook wanting to release a token. So maybe they won't do it, but I think down the line, we'll see enterprises actually releasing their own payment currency. It can be pegged, to fiat currencies. It can be not pegged to fiat currencies, but I think we'll see more and more of this happening over time. I think this is like the next logical evolution of payments.
So I wanted to dive a little deeper into the term DAG. I've actually never heard that associated with a blockchain before. So can you really go into that term and what does DAG mean? Because now we're into multi-DAG 2.0, right? Which was with multiple tokens, which is really exciting. So
DAG is a data structure. So instead of batching the data into blocks, you batch them into a graph. So DAG is a direct acyclic graph. When I think the mental model for this can be a mesh versus blocks, right? So the idea is that you don't have block creators. What you have is actually new transactions that are added to the mesh. And there's a lot of science, and we have our own consensus mechanism called proof of trust that actually dictates where new transactions are added to the data structure. And these transactions are the ones that actually do the work of the little proof of work that is needed to attach them to the mesh, and then later on confirmed as a data structure. What it allows actually is multiple sharding, and other various tricks that allow this network to be a lot faster than what you have with blocks. I mean, blockchains by design are not meant to be fast. A mesh or a DAG actually is very, very fast. I mean, tens of thousands of transactions per second. We're not the only DAG out there. So you have IOTA and Hashgraph and others that are building over a graph. So it's pretty unique, but we're not alone in this exploration. Obviously, we have a mainnet that has already processed millions of transactions, and it's working quite nicely.
That's very interesting. I've never really heard of someone tackling it with that design. So thank you for explaining that. How does the Coti token play into this layer 1 ecosystem? We mentioned the treasury staking earlier. You got 40% of the total staked in the treasury. How else does it play a role in this ecosystem?
Well, like any other layer 1 or like ADA, Coti is the native asset that you use to pay for transactions, right? So this is what you pay for computation. One very cool feature that we have, because mind you, we were thinking of consumer merchant payments when we designed the network. And as a consumer, when you pay for something online, right, you take it for granted that the merchant is the one that pays the processing fee, right? We never pay processing fee when we swipe a card. However, when we, in traditional blockchains, when we move value from our wallet to, let's say, the merchant's wallet, we are the ones that are paying the gas fee, which is unnatural when it comes to consumer merchant payments. So we've created something that is called a payment request. And what it does is actually when a merchant actually asks you to pay for something, he sends a payment request. When you transfer value, the merchant is the one that is paying the fees associated with the transaction. So his Coti is being sent to the network. And that is, if you think about adoption, it's pretty difficult to persuade a lot of consumers globally to have a wallet with even one token. Now, if you're going to try and persuade them to, somehow find gas and put it in their wallet when they have nothing else in their wallet yet, it becomes it's a broken funnel. So we've solved this with that. So when an enterprise is working with us, and like the sort of things that we're working on right now, users will only have the merchant's token in their wallet, and the merchant will be the one that is covering the fees associated with the transaction. He's the one that's holding a lot of Coti, and he's the one that is buying it and spending it.
Yeah, I actually really like that design. Someone essentially sending someone else a wallet request, paying for the fee, so all they have to do is click pay, and then the tokens come directly out of their wallet.